Hi everyone, today's video is a quick video to help you work through the quiz that Mr. Terry assigned. It may be really helpful for you to open up the quiz in a separate window and to play the video in another window. You can listen to my video and pause it and then go back to the other window and answer the questions in the quiz. Okay, so to get started, Mr. Terry introduced the idea of liters and milliliters to you today through a video that you watched. I wanted to take a minute to show you what a milliliter and a liter truly looks like. So, the amount of water filled up to this black line is about 1 milliliter. So you can tell that 1 milliliter is not a lot, it's very small. This water bottle is about 1 liter. If I were to fill up this water bottle with water, there would be about 1 liter of water in the bottle. So you can see that a liter is much bigger than a milliliter. So we're now going to take a look at our quiz today. So our first question for our quiz says, identify the most reasonable unit to measure the volume of a bathtub. So the question is saying to identify the most reasonable unit. All that's saying is what makes more sense? Are we going to use the unit of a milliliter or are we going to use the unit of a liter to measure how much water goes in a bathtub? So if you take a look at this bathtub, just to get an idea in your head of how much water we would need, if I were to fill up this entire bathtub with water, would it be more reasonable? Would it make more sense to measure the amount of water in this tub using just milliliters? Or would it make more sense to measure the amount of water in the tub using liters? Think about what makes more sense. Pause the video and answer the question on your quiz. Okay friends, let's take a look at question number 2. Question number 2 says, which is closer to the volume of a glass of lemonade? So if this glass were filled all the way up with lemonade, would the volume of the lemonade in this glass be closer to 500 milliliters or 500 of these drops? Or would the volume of the lemonade in the glass be closer to 500 liters or 500 of these bottles? Think about what makes more sense or what's more reasonable. Then pause the video and answer that question. Okay friends, question number 4 says to identify the most reasonable unit to measure the volume of a pond. Now I don't have a pond at my house, but I think we can all agree that a pond has a lot of water. So what would make more sense or what would be more reasonable? Would we measure the volume of the water in the pond using milliliters? Or would we measure the volume of a pond using liters? Think about what makes more sense, pause the video, and answer this question. Okay friends, our last question, question number 5, asks us, which is closer to the volume of a paint bucket? So here's a paint bucket for you, so you can see about the size of a paint bucket. Would there be about 4 milliliters to fill up a paint bucket? So 4 of these 1 milliliter drops? Or would it be more reasonable that there would be 4 liters, 4 of these bottles in the volume of a paint bucket? So again, think about what makes more sense, pause the video, and answer the question. And once you're done with that question, that's it for today. Great job, guys.